I think we're at this point where we pretty much can conclude that for the most part, Season 2 is once again fumbled for the Halo TV show. Now, it does have record numbers, it might be greenlit for Season 3 and Season 4, and I'm gonna say this as with every video, I don't care it's non-canon, but what the hell. I don't like making pointless rant videos. We all know the series is divisive and flat out bad, and I don't want to just spin a wheel saying that. I have real critique here, okay? I promise, okay? And I was busting the gut, okay? I was laughing in this episode. It had me in stitches. Every time this show pulls me in, I begin to engage something out of nowhere, just baffling, deeply cringe or weird or story breaking or character breaking jumps in, and my brain is like, what the hell is this, right? This show, by the way, has completely gone off the rails. It is pretty much unrecognizable. I do not know what's going to happen, and I think they could have done this a lot better, but we all know that, right? So, as usual, all the Covenant scenes are done pretty well. Cortana talking to the elite priest is really neat. You know, we've never seen that in the Halo games, and that was executed in a pretty good way. However, in the context and confines of the story, in the narrative, it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense, right? Why is Cortana helping Makee get to the Halo ring, knowing it is going to destroy all of humanity? Everyone knows this. Oni knows this, Chief knows this, everyone knows that the ring is dangerous. So the most banger, hilarious part of this episode is when Soren finds his son Kessler with his wife. Now, this is so freaking funny, I had to pause. I was crying, okay? So, Soren's son is taken by Oni and is now being trained to be a Spartan, I suppose. I think that's what's happening. And so there's this room where these grown men beat the shit out of kids and all soon-to-be Spartans with metal rods, right? Just like he was, as he goes on a monologue talking about how he learned that he was a Spartan or something. But anyways, Soren is like, you know what? Let's not stop our son from being beat up by these estranged men with metal rods. He says, and I quote, "Tonight is his. If we take this away from him, he'll never know which person he is." Dude, his son hasn't had any kind of like Spartan arc. He is literally just like a 10-year-old boy just wanting to he's scared of the Covenant. He loves his dad. He loves his family. And so what happens next? Well, these men run up to beat his son up and a bunch of other children. And so Soren makes the right call here. He jumps between the two, you know, the group of kids and the group of insane men, and he beats them up. And he doesn't go too far, he just knocks him down on the ground, does a proper whoop-ass, but doesn't do anything that evil or demented. He just knocks him down. And so Soren's son is like, oh my god, he is mortified. He is mortified, even though he hasn't seen his dad after being kidnapped in days or weeks. His dad saves up to save him from the bad guys, okay? Soren's wife acts like he is an awful man as well. They're just appalled that he stopped his son and 5 other children from being beaten up with metal batons. And so he's a bad guy now. Oh my god, Soren. Right as that happens, Soren's wife holding Kessler, they both get snatched and pulled away, okay? But now there's more men. Soren literally knocks them down on the ground in 8 seconds. And then he's standing there and he's like, whoa, where did they go? He doesn't run. He doesn't panic. He ran across the galaxy looking for Soren and for his son, right? But he's 40 feet down the hallway and he doesn't move. He just acts confused. Where did they go? Dude, men just kidnapped not only your son again, but also your wife. They're willing to beat them up, and you're gonna stand there looking around confused on where they went. This is what I'm talking about. I don't care that it's not a canon, but it's this kind of stuff that irks me. It's not that it's not a good show, it's actually that it's a bad show, and it's a bad Halo show. Also, how am I supposed to believe that Ackerson is the good guy all of a sudden, and that he cares about their Spartan 3's well-being, right? He can apparently just recruit Marines like Perez and fire them into combat. In fact, he pretty much admitted this in previous episodes where he basically had simulations that basically just wanted to get the Spartans onto the ship. In fact, Kai was very upset about that and he defended that position, and now he's mad at Paragoski for using his expandable soldiers as expandable soldiers. This doesn't actually make a whole lot of sense at all. Again, it's one of those things I don't care it's not canon, but this writing doesn't make sense. Not only that, but actually their mission is way easier to accomplish now, so if they can destroy one of the Covenant ships with a little needle, it destroys actually everything in the solar system. Okay, so that's great. It feels like kind of lazy writing. I don't really feel like it's earned, but whatever. They found some kind of loophole in the Covenant system where if they destroy one ship, they can destroy all of them. It definitely feels like The Last Jedi writing here, but whatever. I like the tension between Ackerson and Paragoski, or rather I would like it if it made sense, because there's actually no reason for them to be fighting. They're actually on the same page, but for some reason, Ackerson is behaving completely differently for no reason whatsoever. Ackerson gets roughed up by Jimmy Rings, which I have to admit is satisfying. That was kind of cool. But now I can feel the writers trying to force me to feel like Ackerson is a good guy or a gray area guy. No, he's not. He literally is Paragoski. Like, he was Paragoski like one episode ago, right? And it doesn't make any sense with him. Okay, moving on. Master Chief. Again, very unlikable, does not do a very good job of making himself come off as charming or likable or cool or anything that is positive, honestly. He actually begins to act out like a child again. He acts passive-aggressive to Kai because she made a mistake and trusted Ackerson for good reason, by the way. Again, more snooty, rude behavior coming from Master Chief, the hero of humanity, when really, he has no room to talk. He slept with a traitor and exposed the location of Reach, leading to 1 billion people being glassed on the planet. This was Master Chief's mistake. This was his fault. And so he is getting mad at Kai for making a small little mistake, but we're not going to talk about Reach, right? Remember Reach. Also, luck and human narratives are getting really old. They're really on the nose. And it's like this weird bastardized version of Halo where everything is downgraded for the sake of, I have no idea, actually. Even the creators of Halo like Marcus don't know where they got their inspiration for this. Like, Kwan Ha is somehow able to outsmart 2 brilliant, experienced scientists in their own field in their life work. Halsey and Miranda, because she basically looked at some stars, right? I feel like Kwan Ha is genuinely a useless character in this story, and really, she could be replaced by Miranda, I feel like, in this scene anyway. Like, she's just pushed into places she doesn't really belong or she should even exist, and I don't know why she's there. I feel distracted by her when all the emotional tension I was actually interested and engaged in is between Halsey and her daughter. I don't like Kwan Ha. I think up and down she is a coward. She's annoying, she's rude, and she's ungrateful. Anyway, the CGI is looking great. This would be a great story if she was gone. I'm just gonna say that real quick. The Spartan 3 scenes are cool. All right, Perez, she's all right. I like the Spartans talking to each other about them guarding each other and how there was a Spartan 3 that was afraid. But personally, I don't really feel like Perez, along with these probably other Spartan 3s that were just Marines a few days ago, really earned their spots as Spartan 3s. They feel more like Spartan 4s, but without any augmentations. Okay, so Makee, at the end, she marks herself as the Arbiter did, like the mark of shame. This did get me laughing at first. The "I am bound to you," Arbiter says that to Makee. I don't know why. Does anyone that puts that mark on them, are you bound to them now? I don't know, but it's their story, and I'm open to seeing what they do with it a little bit. I will say that the end is a bit redeeming. Chief has got to be the one that destroys the Covenant fleet, because I feel like that would actually immortalize him in a way that we need to see him as, to really believe that he is not just a whiny, pouty teenager, emotionally stunted 40-year-old man in that suit that not do anything right, because throughout this entire series, he has just been a baffling, just inconsistent, all over the place, snooty, passive-aggressive, arrogant, annoying character. There's still one episode left, and I don't know, man. There's only so much they can do with one more episode, so I don't know. I'm gonna give you guys my full review next week. For this episode, I'm gonna have to say it's a 5 out of 10 for me. I think 6 feels like I'm pushing it. Maybe I could push it to 5.5, even though I think it did flow better than some of the other episodes, and there was cooler stuff packed into this. The human drama is rambled slop. I don't even know where to begin to really break it down in a just way, so I'll just leave it there. Guys, I'll catch you in the next one soon.